So I'm back to take another look at this SPV wallet. My thought here is, so right now in the SPV store, there is some interfaces that are built out that are just being fulfilled by the ones that Ordinals Indexer right now. And so kind of the new updates to what SPV Store does is it takes any transactions you feed it and make sense of them and keep track of your account's history and what is in every one of those transactions. Is it an inscription? Is it a lock? Is it an order that's out there? Is it some other contract? And all that stuff is figured out and stored within the browser, or it could in any other app or whatever. And right now, everything is just being fulfilled by the one-side ordinals indexer. And I want that to be a fallback for as long as that's possible to be a fallback. But I also am really trying to figure out how to effectively keep track of what transactions are yours, so that you go to a new device and import your keys to some external wallet, it can get a history of your transactions that you stored there. And so I'm starting to kind of play through the different pieces of the kind of the tooling that the BSV Association has put out. And so that's why I'm digging into this whole thing. So essentially, there's the concept of an overlay in their tools, which is almost exactly the same as the one-side ordinals indexer, but just with different trade-offs. Theirs is all written in TypeScript. Mine's written in Go. But I've been really like setting aside a lot of like standard APIs and like kind of waiting for someone else to take the lead on this. So I'm really kind of intrigued about trying to see how I can either use their tools and update my APIs where accordingly, if I can just kind of merge the two code bases together such that, I mean, basically you need to be able to stand up your own set of transactions that you keep track of. It gets backed up for you. It doesn't have to have anything to do with your keys. Keeping track of your wallet is a completely separate thing. Although you could use your wallet to sign in to this account, this is really just, this is my sets of transactions. And so in the BSVA kind of tool set, there's the SPV wallet code, which is what I've been playing with right here. And then there's the overlay services code. Overlay services is all TypeScript. Right now, that's not going to be fast enough to actually do what I need to do. But this SPV store is a Go service. So I can probably integrate it with all my other stuff. So that's what I'm really trying to figure out, how exactly, if I can use this, if this API works for me and all that other stuff. But essentially, I think I don't actually care about most of kind of the standard wallet features. I think all I really care about is this transactions API, which essentially lets a user with their identifier save transactions with tags tied to them. And this is a really kind of, I think, good interface, and it ties in very close to what I'm using. So let's see if I can make it work. So I'm going to go into my, I was already looking at that. Into my Yours wallet. Ooh, okay. No, that's not where I want to be. I want to go to recent activity. Okay, so let's. It doesn't really matter. I probably just want a small transaction. Okay, this is a nice small transaction. So I think I can actually raw transaction. Okay, so we got this raw transaction. So that's going to be, oops, try it out. There's going to be my transaction hex. Reference ID. What do we suppose that is? I'm going to guess that's the transaction ID. Probably. And just use their sample metadata. If I go execute, create outgoing transaction failed. Okay, that's outgoing. So is this for how I would broadcast? I bet this is for how I would broadcast. How can I ingest in another way? New transaction draft. Okay, it looks like this might require that I have all the UTXOs stored. Let's see if we can figure out how this code works. Okay. Command main. New server. It must be, is that an interface? What is server? App server. No. Excuse me. Okay, SPV wallet server. Handlers. Gin engine setup server routes. I bet you this is where I need to go. Email server register. Being very talkative. Configuration. Server.configuration. Walk around in circles. App config. I just want to find the routes. Handlers. Where are my... Okay, let's look for transactions. Admin group old. No, I don't want the admin ones. It's tests. Router. Actions, transactions. There we go. All right, so. Okay. That's drafts. New transaction, use transactions draft instead. This endpoint has been deprecated. Okay. What's the draft one do? Looks like that might be all I need to do. Drafts. Oh no, that means to create a new transaction with the information you give it. How do I just save? I guess maybe I can't do this here. Degan is watching. He's reaching out to. You want me to invite you in here, Degan, and you can talk through this stuff with me? Oh, he says he can't join. All right. So I don't think this quite provides what I need, but I don't know. It might not be that hard to make it do what I need. I feel like a lot of these. Never mind. Record a transaction. What if that wasn't deprecated? What did that do? Request context engine. Gets the XPub from probably the user request. And then instance default options. I don't know what that is. I don't think it matters. Draft transaction. New transaction. What is engine instance? That is an engine. I don't know why my type. Oh, look at that. That's why my type system isn't working. I don't have my type system installed. That would make a lot of help. Usually we gotta. Okay. Well. I don't know why this isn't working. I'm gonna try to reload everything. Oh, well, that would explain it. The server doesn't have a Go installed. Let's try to ask Copilot. I've been doing this. I haven't been doing this. Luke's been doing a ton of Copilot stuff, and it mostly I don't like it. But for stuff I don't know, how do I remove that file? I guess it doesn't matter. How do I install Golang on a Ubuntu 2404? I don't think that's going to be a new version. See, I'm already at the point where I would have just been better to. Oh, well, that's not a bad idea. Okay. You win this time. Uh, Daggin, I think you're right. Oh, yeah. See, I had some project I was working on, I don't know, a week or two ago, and the Go library I was needed CGo installed. And when I installed Go via Snap, at that time, the Snap install didn't have CGo. So, but that was a one-off, so I probably don't need to care about that. All right, that totally is way better. That's why I don't like AI. I think in the wrong way, rather than just accomplishing it. Okay, so now we're gonna reload. All right, we got a little spinny jobber. We have a Go version. I think we're good. So, engine. What? Still spinning. Okay, this is an interface. So, engine instance, there's a request engine. Do we have an engine folder? Engine. This client interface. Where did I just see that? Client interface. Okay. Doop doo. I feel like I have lost the thread here. New transaction. I want to find what that does. Find all references. Boom. No, that's just the interface. Can I do a find implementations? There we go. New draft transaction. So the ID gets generated and it's random. It is not a transaction ID. It's an expiration date. So this is like a cache, it looks like. Okay, so you could turn expiration off. Base xpub. What was the error that it gave me? Creation of outgoing transaction failed. Create outgoing TX to record. Strategy. I have no idea what this is doing. Okay, maybe I can just take inspiration from their API. You know, I wonder. Okay, I might be giving up on this whole concept. There was a project for a while called Bitcash that Jad was working on. That was probably way too. I don't think it ever got to the point that there was any code or anything. Okay. I'm gonna have a chat with Degan tomorrow, and we'll see if it makes sense for me to try to keep going down this route, or who knows. That's gonna be all for now. If I can find my watch me mumble. Good night.